Right. Jurassic Games. All right. Greetings, greetings. Welcome to the Midnight
Hello,
Society. I'm Patrick, and I'm joined by
Professor Macabro, Jurassic
yay.
person.
That's right. The Jurassic Professor, the professor of Jurassicness.
Indeed.
Had a lot of fun with this one. This is a lot
Yes,
of this is
I must admit, I did as well. I'm not gonna lie, I blind bought this because of the cover, and I was pleasantly surprised at how good it was.
um yeah, it even has a couple of familiar faces to us from the old Midnight Society. And Perry Reeves recognized her right away. Of course, with Ryan Merriman was in there. We had he's from Final Destination 3, and we had his co-star from that movie, Crystal Lowell, was on 8 Questions with yesterday. Yes, V is here. Rar. Yes, I got the green hearts. I never got a headshot though. V is in the form of a green heart, which I thought is sort of cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Anthony's here. Anthony's here.
Hello.
He's got 789 subs. So V is here. Yay! Mighty Casey's here. We had a feeling Mighty Casey would be here because this has some dinosaurs in it.
Oh yeah.
Yes, this is a fun movie. I'm telling you now, you guys. Uh, yeah, you guys are gonna really like this one. I messed out on this one because I forgot that I had watched it, and I believe I reviewed it, watching a screener, and I thought I had a physical copy of it, and I didn't. And then I saw it being sold at the Dollar Tree, and I didn't never picked one up because I thought I owned it already. And it wasn't until after the waves were over that I discovered that, lo and behold, I did not have a copy of it.
Oh,
No, so it's like
now I'm gonna feel bad because I actually I looked it up to showcase it on the show. Like I said, I blind bought this one. It definitely wasn't a Dollar Tree. I think I bought it at a flea market. And I was like, well, it has people shooting at dinosaurs. It might be shit or it might be good. And I went bought it, and it's pretty good.
it's very good. For a
Yeah,
low budget film, this is a banger. And
yeah.
it's sort
I
of
was
funny
actually
too.
I'm grateful that this thing has some special features because one of my pet peeves is that DVDs don't have any special features, not even so much as a trailer. And this one
Yeah.
has so it has a blooper reel of behind the scenes, and the thing that I listened to this time around was the audio commentary. I listened to the audio commentary to get some behind the scenes info on it, and yeah, they were always telling how this thing was really low budget, but they worked really hard on it, and it shows on screen.
Hey Larry, how are you? Yes, thank you. Thank you for coming in. I got
Hello.
I got to give shout out to Larry. We were talking about this earlier, our earlier stream. Um, but Larry had he put a wonderful picture up on his Instagram. Uh, he he uh he recreated a scene from Destroy All Monsters. The
Oh,
only thing, yes, all the monsters from Destroy All Monsters were there except for Manda, the giant snake. But he had everyone else in it, including Gorosaurus, and he had Baragon. It was awesome.
I
It
gotta
was
check
it
that
was
out.
great. Uh, hey Matthew, how are you? Thank you, thank you. Um, yeah, we are talking about 2018's the Jurassic Games. Like I said, we the professor picked this one out, and I had to jump in on this one with both feet because this is absolutely like I said, it's a banger of a movie. Very unexpected. Very unexpected. I just watched another movie from Uncorked, which is sort of funny because I know High Octane also does a lot of low budget releases, High Octane has released some really like, ooh, but Uncorked lately has seemed to gotten a little bit of a rhythm, um, as far as putting out some decent movies as of late. Uh, I'm a little impressed. This is not the first one that I've watched and really liked. In fact, we will be talking about another Uncorked movie. Um, I already did a release. I did a review for it, and we will be having the director and one of the stars of the movie come on in on Eight Questions with, and that was the movie's called Space Wars: Quest for the Deep Star. Man, another banging movie. I mean, I'm just sitting there going like, man, Uncorked is on a roll right now. At least for
Yeah,
me.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know about them. It's well known that I'm more partial to the Asylum, or thanks to our buddy Echo, ITN. But I'm really curious in finding more stuff from this studio. I am legitimately surprised at, again, for a low budget. Maybe you can bring out the numbers. How well made this is.
It's extremely well made. I mean, every single penny that Ryan Bellegard, the director in this movie, every penny that he got is on the screen, without a doubt. It's on the screen. Um, and what I really liked about it was going back and revisiting this movie is there's some really, really nice acting in this movie.
Oh yeah,
Yes, some very good acting, some good familiar faces. Rewatching this, I'm realizing that I'm going like, oh hell yes! I remember half these faces in other movies I recently watched, and I'm totally stoked on it because it's like, oh, I remember that one. I remember this person, and the cast is cool as hell. Um,
yeah.
uh,
I am notorious. I think it's long been established that I'm notorious at not remembering names. But there was this one actor who plays the cannibal who I was like, where do I know that guy from? He looks insanely familiar to me, but I can't place where he's from. But I think he did a really good job as a cannibal.
yes. Um, the faces that I remember most is, of course, first and foremost, is Ryan Merriman, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
He's the big name of the movie. I mean, and this is really, it's really strange that this is the first time I saw Ryan Merriman play a bad guy. Most of the time he's always playing the hero or the boyfriend of the lead actress. He's always playing a good guy. But this is the first time I saw him as a bad guy, and lo and behold, he plays an excellent bad guy. He's
Oh yeah.
he comes across very sociopathic, which is a really, in not only in this movie, but there's a couple of other movies I've seen him since then where he's played the bad guy, and you never see it coming. You never see it. You're just like, oh, he's the good guy, but he turns out to
Yeah.
be the bad guy. You never see it coming, and you're like, damn. Uh, of course, and then some of the other cast members is Perry Reeves, who we've covered, who was in a recent movie on the Midnight Society. She played the mom in High Voltage that we've covered on
Yes,
the
he
show.
did.
That's right. That's right. And of course, the lovely Kate Jones. She plays Stephanie, and she was in Camp Coldbrook, and she had a pivotal scene in that movie. She had a pivotal scene in that movie. So I remember that one, and because she has beautiful eyes. So when I saw this movie again, I'm going like, oh, now I know where I saw her from. So yeah, this is a fun movie. No, this movie is released by Uncorked. Uncorked released this one, and like I said, they've had really some recent releases that have really been pretty stellar. Um, Hi Sarah, how are you? Let's see.
Hello.
Let's see, and there's Echo. The king of ITN. I think we saw. I think the Mighty Casey's here too. King of SRS. Hobbs, king of Wild Eye, king of
Hello, Hobbs.
MVD.
Hello, Echo.
Hobbs is
Hello,
here.
Casey.
We gotta
The
get a.
cat.
Yeah, we gotta get. I gotta go over there and check out Hobbs's new video. He got a new shipment from MVD, and I gotta go over and check it out. I gotta see what he's. I gotta go see what he got. I peeked. I peeked. I saw the comments on his new video, and there everybody was sitting there saying, "Damn, dude, you got hooked up." So I mean, I want to go over there and see what he got.
Oh, by the
I
way,
do.
I wanted to congratulate both you and Hobbs for winning the contest from Heart with Haas.
Yeah, that was fun. Wow, that was really fun. I knew I was gonna. I thought, I was hoping, I could finish second or third because, there's just no way, you're gonna beat Hobbs because Hobbs is the master of games. Um, so below, I just thought it was just the luck of the cheetah that we landed up first. I was just like luck of the cheetah. But then when Hobbs rolled up second place, I'm going, yeah, the universe is spoken. Everything is well in the universe. Hobbs won. Um, Casey's saying that me and Hobbs won all the contests. No, actually, that's the first one I've had in a long time. That's the first one I've had in a very long time since the House of Horrors. Oh, yeah. Speaking of House of Horrors, yeah, ever since House of Horrors did their 100th episode, that was the last time I won anything. So yesterday I hosted the House of Cheetah. We took over the House of Horrors, and I dual streamed it. And yesterday, I was tired. I admit I was on fumes last night, and so we did the show. And at the end of it, I disconnect and I go over here and I put it up. I put it up, to load it up, and I inadvertently. Thank God I do dual streams. Otherwise, I totally would have messed up. But um, I inadvertently I deleted the YouTube version
Oh
of the.
no!
I have it on Facebook, which is great. So it's still there, but I messed up and I accidentally erased it on YouTube, and I was like, oh shit, that's not just. I was wiped out. That's no defense. I'm horribly sorry to Steven about that. Horribly sorry. Um, but it is on Facebook. It is in my group. So if you guys want to see it, just hit me up on Facebook. I'll leave the description down below. I do have a private group, and if you guys want to be a part of it, you guys are more than happy to join in. That'll be, if you have Facebook, just hit me up. Let's see. Screen factories are cool. If anyone has any extras, feel free to send my way. Man, I don't see screen factories that much at all. And they're
No,
and
same
brand
here.
new, they're expensive. Brand new, they're really expensive. They're just as high as Vinegar Syndrome or in some cases even rival Criterion as far as prices go. Let's see, Patrick,
If
do you
you
have
could get
any
them with
other
the
titles
slip,
for you?
the slip unbelievably adds a way more value to the release.
Uh, uh, we walked inside. This is the Jurassic Games, Betty. That's right. We should have. Let me do this since we're talking about creature features. We should go ahead. I mean, should we have Brett Kelly join us for this one? If you guys want to see Brett Kelly for this live stream, give me a one in the chat. Throw up a one if you want to see Brett Kelly. He's just hanging out over here, but if you wanted him to come down and hang out with us, we can bring him in. Oh shit! Look at that. Everybody loves Brett. Brett is cool though. Let's see. I see 8 people in the chat, and let's see. Is Dino Bro too scary? I know. You sort of look like Destro. A little bit.
Oh yeah, actually,
Yeah.
the bad guy in the movie has a really cool like saber tooth tiger mask,
What?
but I don't have anything like that, so I went with a triceratops.
All right. So Brett Kelly made his first official appearance. He made his appearance on our interview with Donald Farmer, who directed Shark Exorcist, but we do have Brett Kelly here saying hi. Hi, all right, Brett Kelly. Ooh, hell yeah! All right, he's sort of like a
Hello.
yeah, he's sort of like a Jurassic Shark right here.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So
For a
Brett
moment there,
Kelly
I
is
thought that
here.
was Bruce the Shark.
Look at this. Isn't he awesome? I mean, it took me a while to figure out that his mouth actually comes down, but he doesn't he look like he's smiling? Like, hey guys,
Yeah.
what's going on? Yeah, yeah, put your finger in my mouth. Yeah, that's right. Uh, uh, yeah, glad you guys are here for this. Since the professor picked this movie out, we're gonna go ahead and let the professor take us out and talk about this movie. And I will provide
Yes.
some commentary. Me and Brett will provide some commentary until we get to the best creature in the movie. And then he said I could talk about that part. That's right.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna mention that. I knew that the minute that I was rewatching it and I saw that thing pop up, and like,
Mhm.
Patrick's gonna comment on that.
Hell yeah, that's the best part of the movie. That's the best part of the movie. That's right. Let's see. Yes, Betty is here for us tonight. Yes, thank you so much. Normally this is past her bedtime now, but she's going to hang out with us and play in the Jurassic Games. Um, yeah, Professor, take us away.
Yes. So the Jurassic Games. Uh, I'm not gonna lie. As I was reading the premise on the back of the box, I thought that this was going to be just a ripoff of stuff like Battle Royale, which is a Japanese horror movie that kind of like the same thing, or something like The Condemned. Have you seen The Condemned with Stone Cold Steve
Yeah,
Austin?
yes.
Yeah, it feels a lot like that, where they take a couple of criminals and put collars on them, and they have to, fight to survive and win their freedom, which is kind of the same thing on this one. But in this one, they have virtual reality. Ooh, kind of like the Matrix. So I was like, oh, well, this is probably going to be something else because it's. I don't like saying it's ripping off. I like saying it's inspired by other things. So it's got a little bit of the Condemned. It has a little bit of the Matrix, and so I was like, yeah, but the cover is cool. Look at that cover. It's got dinosaurs. It's got guys shooting at dinosaurs. It's gonna be a good time, and it really was a good time. So you pop this thing in, and immediately you're introduced to this game show, the Jurassic Games. In this, would you say this is a dystopian future? Because that's what kind of feels like it.
Yeah, it definitely felt like that too. You got the vibe. You got the vibe of the Condemned. The Hunger Games Battle Royale. That's there has been several movies. Surviving the Game.
Yeah.
That there's been a lot. Where what is it? The Hunt. I think it was called The Hunt. That did the same thing where they were hunting down they're hunting people down. Uh,
Hard Target with Jean Claude
Hard
Van Damme
target.
also comes to
Yeah,
mind.
yeah, very much so. Exactly. So basically, it's one of those hunting down type movies, and in this case,
Yeah.
yeah, just like the Condemned, they did take a page from the
Dinosaurs.
Condemned. Um, they took a page from Condemned and they
Of
made
course,
it so.
it's a scientific fact. It's a scientific fact that if you add dinosaurs to anything, it automatically becomes better.
That's right. That's right. Add dinosaurs, instant rating success.
Yes.
No, I'm not. No,
So
well,
it starts off.
unless you're watching the Jurassic Dead, and then that doesn't count. Oh no, no. Mm-mm. The very first movie that me and the
so
Cheetah
we're
ever
introduced.
reviewed. The very first movie that me and the Cheetah ever
Which
reviewed
one?
was a movie called Jurassic City.
Huh. Well, I have
That's
that. I'll have to check. I don't think I do.
That's right. See, in fact, I'll even drop that link there so you guys can check it out.
Oh, please
Uh,
do. Because
so what did you
as young Macabro, yeah,
what was your impression, Professor, when you saw who our host was? This also reminded me a little bit of the Running Man too, because I had the real
oh yeah,
gregarious host.
this. The host does give a very Running Man kind of performance. But I was like, hey, I've seen that guy, but he usually plays a good guy, and now he's a bad guy. Okay, okay, I'm with this. I'm with this. Also, I must say, his mask. I want his mask so bad. It's a really cool black mask with, like I said, it's kind of like looks like a saber-toothed tiger skull. And a fun fact, as I said, I was going through the audio commentary, and apparently when they're on set, it was the actor, but when they were in the virtual world, except for the first scene, everything else was done by a body double, and they were praising this guy because he had all his mannerisms and everything down. And I was like, well, crap. That's the one thing I hate about sometimes hate about audio commentaries. They kind of take away the magic of the movie, explaining all these behind the scenes stuff. But yeah, apparently when they're in the virtual world, the guy playing the bad guy is a body double. It's not actually him, which
Uh,
I thought was interesting.
well, yeah, actually it does, but I think we see that sometimes a lot, and sometimes in these movies, especially when there's a mask on. They'll have someone will actually do the body work, the capture motion work, and then they'll have the star do ADR, do the voiceover afterwards. It's
Yeah,
so
I know.
they're talking
It
about it. I
happens
saw.
with me. Sometimes, depending on where I'm at, I'm portrayed by two midgets stacked up one on top of each other.
I'm gonna drop one thing here. Well, hold on for a second here.
If you can
Uh,
find it, also drop your review of this. It's actually pretty good.
let's see. Okay, let's see. I got that here. I can do that right here. So me and the Cheetah, we did review this movie a long
Yes,
time ago, and so this is like I was pretty excited when the professor mentioned it. I'm going like, oh, I know that movie. So there is our review of the Jurassic Games, and then I will drop the
highly
very
recommend
first.
everyone checks it out. When I posted this on social media and you mentioned you did a review, I went to your channel and looked it up, and it's a good review. So that's a nice compliment to this. You can go check out Pat's review of Jurassic Games.
I think it's funny. So I forgot how many reviews I did on that blog, and then I started seeing people start talking about some of these movies. An American Werewolf in New Jersey had he got a copy of uh, 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 God, what was the name of it? It was like Creatures of the Night or something like that, and he says nobody ever talks about this movie. I never heard this movie talked about at all. I'm going like, uh, hold my Slurpee. So I showed him that I showed him that I had reviewed it a long time ago, and he goes, "Damn!" He goes, "Yeah, I find some really obscure shit to talk about." But I'll show you the first review I ever did, and I had dinosaurs in it because dinosaurs are awesome. You
They are. Now,
see,
I must admit, I probably saw it at an age where I probably shouldn't have, but I did see the movie Dinosaur Island. There's two movies called Dinosaur Island. One is a kid-friendly piece of garbage, but there's one prior to that that I highly recommend. And if you know me and you know what I like, I recommend that Dinosaur Island movie.
yeah, I would like to see that. Let's see, where is it? Where is my first one? Oh, come on now. There it is. The very first review I ever did, and when you guys see who's in this movie, you guys will shake your head and going like, yeah, I understand why that is number one. Uh, yeah. A familiar face, a familiar face is behind this. So this is my very first review I ever did, a movie review. I never did a movie review. This is the first official one right here. Speaking of Jurassic, and that is Jurassic City. So yeah. Uh, I like the idea of the dystopian, and of course, just like I said, I think of all the movies that just came out and reminded me a little bit of it, would be a little bit of the Running Man, I guess. Had the gregarious host,
Especially.
you have all the bad guys, including one that's innocent, like Ben Richards was. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
you also had, you had the battle to the end. Instead of the superstars, the wrestlers and type coming out, you had the dinosaurs. The dinosaur aspect of it definitely made me think of more like the Hunger Games, because the Hunger Games did all
Yes.
their threats via CGI as well, which was really interesting. Of course,
Also,
the fighting.
I,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I wanted to mention that I've seen a lot of movies with dinosaurs. Well, not every movie is going to be a Jurassic Park movie. Even what people consider the bad Jurassic Park movies is leagues away from some of the special effects from some of the dinosaur movies I've seen. But again, bad respect to this one because the dinosaurs look good. They were
Yes.
able to animate them in response to what was happening with the actors, and they don't look. At least I didn't think they looked cheap. Well, I saw this on DVD, maybe on Blu-ray it would, but they look very good. The animation was pretty solid. The textures on the thing look pretty cool. So props to the special effects team. Again, on
Yeah.
the other
Yeah.
commentary, they said that they were working with not a big budget, but they worked magic with what they had. They
They did.
legitimately look really good.
Yeah, the effects. The dinosaurs were top notch for their budget. I mean, the best I've seen for their budget. That this movie is awesome for its budget. I mean, the
Yeah,
dinosaurs look great. They have shadows. They have shadows. They have depth to it. So, like when you see them walking, you see the dirt come up from their feet. Um, it's the small things like that that just make you really notice it. Like, they seem to move exactly like a dinosaur would. Um,
yes.
it didn't come across. I mean, you didn't think that you're watching a sci-fi Saturday night movie. Those dinosaurs or those sharks look absolutely fake as hell. This movie looks really
Oh yeah.
legit. Yeah, it looked great. It looked great. And if anything, the only thing maybe I wish they could have done, but I guess in a way it worked. It would have been cool to see their command center just a little bit bigger. Like they had on the Hunger
Yeah.
Games. We walked in there, and they had a huge ass room, and so they had some room to breathe. That's probably the only thing they probably could did a little bit better was make that room just a little bit bigger, a little bit more sense of a awe to it. Um, because
Yeah,
it
they
did
actually
play
did
out.
mention yeah, in the other commentary they did mention that their original intention was to make a bigger like war room kind of thing. And they even mentioned that everything that you see is green screen. All the special effects, the table. Actually, do you remember the visor? How they were? It looked like they were powered. The blue lights were LEDs.
Right.
They're not. They actually mentioned that they digitally added those lighting effects. So as someone that dabbles a little bit on special effects, that is a very good feat to actually digitally light up each one of the goggles, so it produces light and shadows and everything. I was blown away when I heard that. Like, my goodness, you had nothing and you made gold. I tells you.
There's golden in these here heroes. Okay, I want to say Mayan is here. Hello. Make sure who did I forget? I
Oh
think I
man.
saw Rob there. I saw Rob there. I know we got backlashes there. The mighty Ice Lord and Mr. Dan and Horror have walked in. Thank you guys for coming in tonight.
Whoa. Ice Lord, Mr. Dan.
That's right. That's right. Enter the Ice Lord.
Um, if I don't respond, I do apologize if I don't respond. I'm on location, so I'm on my cell phone, which if the battery starts dying, I might have to switch places. So I can't read the comments. Otherwise, my phone will die out.
Uh, uh, we did see that. Like I said, the should we explain the premise of this movie? And the premise of the movie
Yes,
is,
the premise is it's
yes,
basically again a game show. It's a dystopian future, so all those criminals that are sentenced to death row are sent over to the Jurassic Games. They are put together and basically like game show participants. And since these people are already dead anyway, they're already in death row. They've already been found guilty. There's no redeeming these people except for one. There's no redeeming these people, so they put them on this game to both, I guess, execute the execution order for these people, and also as a means to entertain slash control the populace. Because it's a cliche we see in a lot of movies. If you put out entertaining content, well, people will be more passive. They won't notice everything else around them, which is also a very interesting commentary for the world we live in right now, because that's the kind of thing that happens. So they're putting this game show, and it's this whole elaborate thing. It's think like ESPN, but with death row inmates fighting dinosaurs, and they give you like tales of the tape and tell you what each criminal did, and ooh, that criminal, I don't like him. And we focus a lot on Tucker, I believe his name was.
yeah. Tucker is the gentleman. He's the hero we're watching. We find out that he is he's allegedly he killed his wife, but there was a lot of questions about it. He didn't. He says he didn't do it. A lot of people don't believe that he's do it. They believe that he's wrongfully convicted, but he is in the games, and there's only one way to get out for him. He has to survive. There's only one survivor of the Jurassic Games, and it has to be him because he's innocent. Or will he
Yeah.
get out? Will he get out? That's the question. Is he going to be
Oh,
the last one? Because you
also,
really don't know. You don't really know.
no, 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 no. But I saw this movie. Yeah, the actor that plays Tucker's actually in the audio commentary for this. But I'm looking at it and I'm like, and he did a good job. I need to preface this. He did a good job. He did good acting. But I couldn't keep the idea of this is like a Dollar Tree version of Gerard Butler. I couldn't help myself thinking that because he kind of looks like Gerard Butler a lot with the beard and the gruffiness.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The grumpiness for sure. But though he was a good character though. The actor
Yeah,
who played yeah, the actor who played him was Adam Hampton, and he played Tucker. He's the one guy that you're supposed to be looking at, but but really, what is another fine nod to director Ryan Bellegard is that yes, he is supposed to be the main guy, but this movie covers everybody. We see Savannah Black. She's the game master. We also see the reporter played by Erica Daly Laura. She's the reporter, sort of like the face of the games. She goes around, interviews different people. She was sensational as well. There's a lot of
yeah,
talent in this movie. I got to be honest with you that the talent in this movie was really the one guy who I was really hoping for too, who played Ren. I was hoping it was him and Tucker was going to be the final two when I watched this movie because I really liked his character a lot. And I never really found out what he really did. They said that he I guess he had killed some bad guys, and then he says, yeah, I did it. I did it, and I'm proud of it. And then he's trying to tell the people to wake up because they're being played. Um, I was hoping his character Ren was going to make
yeah.
it to the but well, we'll see.
Did you
Um,
think? Because that's the idea that I got. You think he was all inside the game? Like they placed him here there on purpose to try to
I
expose the
think
thing
he was
from within.
I
That's
think
why he
yeah,
kept saying,
I think
"Wake
he
up, people."
I think he was a political prisoner, and and I think that he was just, he fought, he rebelled, he was like a rebel, and they used his death or his entry into the games to, to get rid of a potential, a voice that could rally the people against the government. So I think they just threw him inside the games to get rid of him. I don't think he had any chance at all of winning.
Okay.
He was gonna be one of those ones that if he did make it to the end, he was never gonna see the end.
No.
I'm the last one standing, and then see some dinosaur just chomp him in two. Um, but I liked his character a lot. I liked his character a lot. And that's one thing this movie did give you of. Hey, Steven, how are you? Hey, Eden, how are you? Um, uh, uh,
Hello.
uh, yes, I did. Eden got himself a copy of the Halloween DVD from Anchor Bay. That was cool as hell.
Oh, that's
Um,
a good one.
Yes, he got it on. He got the Anchor Bay version, um, and he got the.
I
Yep,
got that.
yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I
Congrats,
saw that.
congrats. That's a good grab.
That's a really good pull. Hey, Steven, how are you? How are you? Uh, let's see. See, Sarah's mentioning Jurassic Games. She has Jurassic Park movies in her collection. Yes. I think I got two or three of those Jurassic Park movies now. Eden says she's got all the Halloween movies, all the Halloween movies. Um, Halloween '78 was at the Family Dollar. Nice. Now, yeah, that's is that the was that the remake Halloween 2018? I thought it was Halloween '78. I didn't know they repackaged that. That's a good
All right, I
deal.
have to look into that.
So the games, and we see the host introducing all the characters. They all wake up. They're all told basically they got the collars around their neck, and they have to go through four stages, uh, including the Raptors are back. I guess from previous games they didn't have the
Oh yeah, by
Raptors,
popular
but
demand.
they're, yeah, but they're back today in this game. They have the Labyrinth. Uh, the maze. The maze was the most popular one. They had the maze, uh, a safe zone. Let's see, it was a safe zone, and then it was the labyrinth, and then it was zone three was going to be
The
uh,
the one with the
prizes,
mines.
right? The minefield, and they had some extra prizes for the contestants, and then the fourth stage. We don't know what the fourth stage is because they're not telling us. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
let's see. Yes, I will do that after the show for sure. I will definitely do that. Stephen, I'll tell you about that, and I have your date as well. Uh, so all of them are all, it's just the same thing, just like anything else. As long as they're virtually, and they're in the virtual world. If they die in the world, they die outside.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
Kind of like
which-
in the Matrix, and the cast of
exactly.
characters. Because I skipped that, and I didn't want to skip by everyone. They have and help me with the names because again, I'm horrible with names. But you had Tucker, who was your sympathy character. Everyone has an inkling that he's innocent, but it's to make people cheer for the good guy, I guess, or the tragic character. Then you have the innocent looking girl who, again, I know I've seen something else, but she's a stone cold killer in this one.
And
Would you happen
Katie
to know her
Burgess is
name?
her name.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Katie Burgess, and she is best known for, she's best known for working for. Actually, she works a lot of films with Ryan Bellegard. She's done Gremlins for him, and she did Guardians of Time. So she's very popular with the director, and yeah, I really liked her. I thought she was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I thought her
Then
character.
we have her. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, let's see. Let's see. Has somebody on Instagram added you? Added who? Me? Uh, we all have that. Um, I what name are we? Are you talking to all of us, Sad, or are you talking to anyone specific? Um, let's see. See, Eden says, yes. Well, you know what? Halloween is a very popular movie, Eden.
Oh yeah, it's my
Yeah.
personal favorite movie of all horror movie of all time. I freaking love that movie. 1978. Good stuff.
Um, yeah, Sarah's still showing about her collection. She doesn't have Scream 3. Uh, Scream 3, that's a hard movie to find, though. Uh, hey, Savage Zombie, welcome in. Welcome in. Glad you're here. We're talking about the
Hello.
Jurassic Games. Yeah, that's
What's
right.
popping
Savage
today?
Zombie. That's right. Let's see. So yeah, we have a crew of 10. I wish they would have made it a dozen,
Uh-huh.
but we have the cannibal, the
Yeah.
guy in cannibal. We have Mutt and Jeff
Do,
team.
do you happen to know who the cannibal was? Because he's the guy that I saw. Because he has these really piercing blue eyes, and he has this look to him. And I was like, damn it! I know I've seen this guy, and I probably should have Googled him before this show. But I'm like, Jesus, this guy, he looks like one of those that guy, a guy that you've seen in other movies and can never remember the name. But I liked him. He had this very crazy look to him. He's like, I'm crazy, but not like cuckoo crazy, but more like a Hannibal Lecter kind of crazy.
Yeah, see if we can find him. Let's see. See. See.
Because there was
Um,
him, and then there was the Black Widow killer, who was sentenced to death because she would kill people and then
yeah,
post the kills online. And
yeah,
then
that
there
was
was
Kate
the
Jones.
very short-lived Doctor Bomber, who actually turned out to be
Yeah.
one of the special effects people. Yeah, that was his little cameo in the movie. The
Oh,
first guy
nice.
that got eaten by the T-Rex.
Dr. Eli Franklin. Yeah, he was dastardly. Yeah, he got killed right away. I don't have the
Yeah,
guy's name. I will have to go back into the movie to find out his face. His like I would they don't have him listed as the cannibal, which they should have. But they do have the
yeah,
two that the two Mutt and Jeff team that the host decided to make brothers where they're really not brothers. Uh, Kyle Pennington played the little brother, and Rhett Terrell played the big brother. And
yeah,
they
yeah.
don't have the Wasp either. They have a character named the Wasp.
Yeah,
Um,
he was like a drug lord from something, and that's what I got. He was like a drug lord or something.
Yes, he was a drug lord. That's right. Um, and so he knew information about all the other prisoners, and that's what he was trying to make. He was trying to make deals because basically, once the 10 were put into the virtual game, they were told that they have to reach safe. They have to reach a safe zone. They had like an hour to do it, and they have collars on that tells that if it's yellow, that means they're about ready to. They're getting close to the target. Green means that they're safe, and then red means that they're not safe, and their head will
Yeah,
get blown off. They'll lose their head basically. And the host says that they could fight among themselves. They're saying if you want to fight among yourselves, the last man standing, that's also good too. And so just like the
oh
condemned,
yeah,
they're already, I mean, even before anybody saying anything to anybody, they're already fighting. It's like the cornucopia and the Hunger Games. As soon as the
yeah,
bell rang, they were already fighting with each other. Um, but since they only had
yeah,
10 instead of the 12 normal 12 or the normal 20, so they had to be a little bit more sparingly in how they killed their prisoners. So it wasn't just a blood, like, okay, like if they all just had a dogfight right there, the movie would be over in 10 minutes. So they didn't do
Yeah.
that. Initially, everybody gets scattered because the dinosaurs are released. So you don't really have time to sit there and fight each other because the dinosaurs are right behind. And in fact, the dinosaur kills one right off the bat. They get dropped in, and the dinosaur is right
Yeah.
there, and it
Actually,
kills them.
the only
Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
we do get a fight between the cannibal and a guy that's actually a professional wrestler. They said on the audio commentary, and the cannibal lunges at the guy and takes a chunk out of his neck, and he's drop kicking him and pile driving him and all over the place. And everyone in the audio commentary mentions that we're legitimately worried because the guy is a wrestler. He's trained for this, but the cannibal guy wasn't. And but he was all like, "Yeah, I'll take this guy on. Let him toss me all over the place." And because it's a low budget movie, they were worried that he would get hurt and it would halt production, which is something that happens.
yeah, because they had the practicality of this movie. They weren't necessarily, they were on the outside. A lot of this movie was filmed outside, so the setting of it, what you see is what you get. So they're wrestling in
Yeah,
mountains and canyons and everything else. I mean, they're fighting and running through the woods. It was very well done. And the
yeah.
fight scenes were really good too. The fight scenes were pretty damn good. Um, and we do see the cannibal try to take a chunk out of that guy's neck. Um, and of course, you start feeling, even before you start feeling a little sorry for the guy, like, damn, that's sort of fucked up. But then you see that how desperate and how degenerate these guys really are. Here's this guy. He just
Oh
had his
yeah.
neck. He just had his neck attacked, and he turns around and he sees Joy. Katie Burgess see Joy, and immediately he starts moving in on her. I mean, like, like not even like, I just got attacked by this crazy guy over here. No, he's immediately sees the girl, and he's going to go ahead and attack her. Um, yeah. Uh,
Oh yeah.
none of the people other than Tucker, they're likable. You're all looking at them like, yeah, all these people could die tomorrow, and I'm all right with that. uh, Tucker was the only, until the
Yeah, it
end.
kind of
Except for Ren. I mean, other
yeah,
than Ren,
kind of makes it.
I liked Ren. I liked the character of Ren. Ren and Tucker were the only two I liked. The rest of them were just like, yikes.
Oh yeah.
Um, um,
Yeah, but
so they
also
do.
I have the same problem with the Condemned and other movies of this style. That these are not people one would normally cheer for. I mean, in the Condemned, it was Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's the only one you really cared about because it's Stone Cold, Stone Cold, Stone Cold. But this one has not very likable characters, really. I don't know if that was by design or by accident, but Tucker really is the only one you're kind of rooting for because you're not really sure if he offed his wife, uh, and everyone else is just not a good
And
person
Ren,
to cheer for. So I was like,
yeah, Ren was one you're
I
rooting
like
for too.
I like the actors, I like the characterization. They're interesting characters. I'll give them that. They don't give a lot of backstory, but with the Black Widow, with the super young chick, you kind of want to know what her deal is. But you're not really cheering for them. You're actually kind of like cheering for the dinosaurs. I kind of felt a little bad for the brothers because they wanted to save their mom. So I was like, the brothers are the only, even though they're horrible people, but the brothers are the only one that I'm like, they're doing it for their mommy. I can see that. But everyone else, I'm like, oh my goodness,
Yeah,
these people deserve to die.
I think the Wasp. I think the Wasp. I think we found out later on the Wasp. He was clever, even though he bought the farm, but he was clever, and he used his knowledge as a weapon. Because you could either work
Yeah,
together or you could work apart. If you worked, like the Wasp made it so like if he joined the two brothers, then you have a block of three. Now it's basically becomes a three against one against because those three are all working together. But as you know, there's only going to be one. So it's like Survivor
Yeah.
or those type of games, Survivor or Big Brother or whatever, where they slowly get eliminated, one by one. You can't take an alliance. An alliance can only take you so far, and they do show that in this game where because they show the two brothers and the wasp becoming an alliance. The wasp basically says that
Yeah.
he knows about their parents and they're not really brothers. The host made them out to be brothers because it was a ratings angle. Now we're gonna make these two guys
Yeah.
brothers. You know, now everybody's gonna be vested in watching them more because people think that they're related. And he was thinking on his feet. We do got to go back and talk a little bit about the headquarters though, because um, besides the host, you have the games master, which was Savannah Black, and that's played by Perry Reeves,
Uh-huh.
who was on High Voltage. She played the game master, so she controlled the game. She controlled what they fought, when they fight them. She's also keeps track of the ratings. Uh, like she comes in there, she's concerned that because they hadn't had a kill in a minute, they lost 4% of their audience. So, um, and then we had the face of the games reporter, um, and that was played by Erica Daly, and she was going around interviewing the different families of the competitors, and she interviewed Tucker's family, his daughter and his son. Like, what would you like to say to your dad? Like, survive. Uh, which is what the daughter says.
Yeah.
She says, survive, Dad. And the son saying how his dad is innocent. And, of course, they can't air that. Um, and about
Yeah.
halfway through the movie, we find out that there's a organized group against the Jurassic Games, and they're called the Cavemen, and they're trying to stop the
Yeah. Yeah.
Jurassic Games from happening because it's so inhumane. So they
It
see
really
it as
is.
yeah, they see it as a tool of a fascist government, much like in the running games. Um, and plus it distracts. Everybody's distracted by the Jurassic Games to what's really going on, which is in the book, The Running Man. That's exactly what Ben Richards. They're using him to distract the people. They're using game shows like this to distract the people from how bad life really was on the outside. If they,
Yeah.
they put
It's something
yeah,
that goes back all the way to Rome and the Colosseum. They would have their sacrificial games, and they would kill people with lions and the gladiators and everything. And it is just a way to keep the masses entertained, as it was mentioned in Gladiator. Just keep the masses entertained, and they will love the government and everything they do, and they
are
will
you
really
not
care about
entertained?
the strife.
Russell Crowe, are you not entertained? Yes. Um, so speaking of
Yeah.
that, I guess Gladiator is. I guess they're going to get a sequel to the movie without Russell Crowe. So I'm not sure how well that's going to work out. Um, but
What?
yeah, yeah, they're going to do another
How?
Gladiator. I have no idea. I'm just like, well,
Oh,
like,
really?
I guess it makes sense. They'll probably do like a prequel, knowing Hollywood. Before he got killed in the arena, he Marcus Aurelius led the armies of the North. Okay, we already know that. Um, welcome back, Betty. Welcome back. Um, so we see the behind
Hello.
the scenes people. We do see the behind the scenes people, and we do notice that there is a sympathizer among the staff. We
Yes.
find out that Laura is actually has sympathies to for the contestants, and she's not really enthused about the Jurassic Games, and of course, but she's told that if she ever questions it or drags her feet or anything else, she'll be instantly replaced. Um, and
Oh yeah.
you have a feeling that she's not going to get a severance package either. Um, it's just best for her to go along with the program. Um, so we see Tucker in when they're fighting. we see Tucker for the first time, um, because we see the real big the husky black guy after he gets attacked by the cannibal. He attacks Joy, and then Tucker comes in and gets him off of her. He comes in there and he initially takes on the big guy, but he's no match for him because he's not much of a fighter. He's just trying to do the right thing. He just sees a girl being attacked, and so he's going to come over and try to help him out. And so they fight. They fight. Uh, it looks, it's a vicious fight. Um, and finally, Tucker has to fight dirty because he can't match up physically against this guy who's just too big for him. And so he throws dirt into the guy's eyes, and then he takes a rock and he slams the rock a couple of times, knock the guy out. That's all he wants to do. He's not looking for anything else. He just wants to knock the guy out, and then he's going to help the girl, and they're going to go to the safe zone. Except the girl, which is Joy, she decides that it's not good enough for her, and so she takes the rock and she smashes it up against the guy's head. She kills the guy, and then she walks by Tucker,
Yeah.
and instead of sitting there saying thank you for saving my life, because that guy would have killed me. Instead of being grateful, she walks by Tucker and she says, "You're sort of a pussy, aren't you?" because he didn't finish him off. It's like he just hit him, and he's like hit
Yeah.
him. He gave him a really bad concussion, but he didn't kill him where he needed to do that. He needed to take that guy out, but he didn't. So Joy had to do it, and then she doesn't have very much respect for him. She's not. There's no thank you or anything else. It's just like you're sort of a pussy, and so they continue their way to the safe zone.
But
Um,
that's kind of
and,
your first inkling that the guy didn't have it in him to kill anyone. So
no, he wasn't.
that's
Yeah,
kind of giving away that he didn't kill his wife because he's not a killer.
no, and that's the clue, right there, that he's not. His story really is true. You knew that right there, with the first encounter, that he really didn't kill his wife. There was not going to be any surprises
No.
where, oh, I did it. No, you just knew that he wasn't. Um, so we see Joy and him. They start going toward the safe zone, and then as they're walking, Joy suddenly turns around and knocks him down, and they fight. Joy and Tucker fight, and Joy gets the upper hand, and
Yeah.
yeah, and basically literally leaves him hanging. He's hanging.
I
She
gotta
grabs a
say,
rope.
this
Yeah, I mean,
little this petite girl has a lot of strength to her.
dude, she was like, honestly, after Tucker. I mean, honestly, I think her and Laura, the reporter, I thought those two were just I thought those two really stole the movie from me. I
Oh
really
yeah,
thought so.
yeah.
I thought they stole the movie. Erica Daly and Katie Burgess. I thought they stole every scene they were in. Um, you couldn't take your eyes off of them. That Joy was just a straight out sociopath, a psychopath, and she was only like supposed to be like 17 or 18. She was scary as hell. And you're right, she was hella strong too. So she takes a rope, she ties it around Tucker, and then she leaves him hanging. And I think that was her one little act of mercy, is the fact that she didn't kill
Literally.
him. Yeah, she didn't kill him, but she left him hanging. That was gonna be a slow death, but at least he had a chance. Um, and so it doesn't look good for Tucker. It looks like, he's like, wow, okay, he's on his way out. And then Ren comes, and Ren comes, uh, and snaps the rope off, and cuts the rope, and knocks Tucker to the ground. And then Ren says, "Get up! You got to get up!" And he takes the rope off Tucker, and he's basically saving his life, because the dinosaurs are coming, the
Yes.
raptors are coming. So he says, "Come on, we got to work together. There's only one way we could do this. Is we work together. If we work together, we can get out of this." And so So you really like that character. So Ren and Tucker,
Which
they
I do
they
have to
continue on.
I do have to question that because there's realistically there's no way that they could vote it away because there's only one winner. So again, like you mentioned, the alliances don't really amount to much in this particular case. Because if it's one on one, what are they gonna do? Yeah, they can't beat game.
Well, it seemed like to me like he was part of the rebellion. He was like it was almost stated like even though they didn't say it outright, but it seemed like he was part of the cavemen. Like he knew things about the game that
Yeah,
nobody
yeah,
else did. And so, and to me, it's like, okay, if he really was out just for himself, he would have finished the job. He would have just finished Tucker. All he had to do was just pull the rope a little bit tighter, and that would have been it. But he freed him, and he picked him up, and he tells you that he believed Tucker too, because I don't think that Ren's going to do that with
yeah.
anybody else in the game other than Tucker. If that would have been the cannibal, that had been a Joy, that would have been Stephanie or the two brothers, or I mean, he would have finished the job. You got the feeling that he would have just killed him anyway,
Oh
because
yeah.
one less. But he believed in Tucker's story, and so he freed Tucker, and then they all go to the safe zone. So out of the 10 initial prisoners, nine make the safe zone. So only one dead. So now they go what they call the labyrinth,
No,
the
there
maze.
was two. There was the and there was the wrestler guy and the doctor guy. They got killed, so we were down to 8, aren't we? I think
Did the doctor die? Did the doctor die in the first? I thought the doctor died in the labyrinth.
with the T Rex.
Was he the first one dead? Okay, I wasn't sure if he was
Yeah,
the
well,
first one dead or not. Um,
yeah,
but they do make
but basically they're just weeding out the people as you will, and yeah. So they're just thinking out the less interesting characters and leaving the ones that have more charisma or more screen time. Let's say. Although the
um,
Wasp, how much really did the Wasp do? I didn't think it was that interesting.
okay. I could have sworn they had nine. Uh, they had nine, and then okay.
No, maybe you're right. Maybe I'm just remembering wrong. I am not known for my
Yeah,
memory, my friend.
yeah, because they had the one guy, he died right off the bat, and we didn't even know who he was. We didn't know who he was at all. With the doctor, they told the doctor's backstory before they killed him. But I think they did that in the maze because he came in there was well, because remember they go inside the maze and they all get knocked out. And so when they're in that, that's when they tell a little bit more about their backstories. So I think they were talking about they're
Yeah,
saying that there's
and
yeah.
it's very interesting that they have this reset thing implanted because everyone's connected to a machine, so it really would be easy to just if they see things getting out of hand, they have like a kill switch that knocks them all out. So I thought that was very interesting.
Uh, yeah, they knocked them out. They all reached their safety zone. They knocked them out, and then they wake up and they find that they are attached to a wall. And basically, what they have to do is they have to complete a virtual maze on the wall. So they have to use their hands and they have to draw themselves out of their maze there first. That releases them, and then that puts them inside the real life maze, the real maze. But whoever gets out first gets a prize. They get a weapon, and so whoever
Yeah,
whoever finishes first gets this. And so they're all tied in. I mean, if the wrong person wins that rifle, honestly, honestly, the game would have been over right there. He could have the first person who got the gun could have ended the game right then and there. But our boy Tucker
yeah,
happens to be the winner. And that's the only way it had to be. Um, so he finishes the maze first. He gets unlocked. He gets a laser rifle, and
oh
and
yeah,
then and then everybody else is still fighting, because now he's got it, and then somebody else comes, somebody else finishes, and then they fight for the rifle, and one of the shots hits Ren's wall, and so Ren is now he's going to be hard for him to finish his map because now his screen has been shot. So everybody else is continuing to they're
Yeah.
continuing
Funny
to
detail
do the
thing.
maze.
A little bit of trivia that I saw in the audio commentary. That you know how the screen, you would think that maybe it was like a touch screen, that or something, or the image was projected on the screen itself. The other commentary said that everything was just again green screen. So because they didn't have that much time for reshoots because of low budget, so what they did is they had the actors just like scribble on the green screen, and then they digitally, um, shot for shot, animated the little finger going through the maze. So I was like, my goodness, you really put a lot of effort into this thing.
Yeah, you definitely know that the maze they were in was, they couldn't help that. After everybody gets out, right? Everybody gets out and they enter the maze. Now that's one thing. They showed it overhead, the maze, and it looked really huge and intricate and everything else. Whereas the movie, they showed it being, you could definitely tell they were shooting on a stage because it was so small. Like, the chances of anybody finding anybody else in that maze would have been slim and none for the real size. If it was to real life size, you could have been in there for damn near weeks without seeing another person. It was so big. It actually is. While I was watching that,
Yeah.
it sort of reminded me because I'm rewatching The Shining, and The Shining had that huge ass maze in it too. That real huge one, and thinking, wow, you could get lost in
Yeah.
there for a long time. If you didn't know any better, you just get lost. Even worse for the Jurassic Games is you're in a building. There's no, I mean, if you were in outside in the Shining, if you got in the maze at night, you could find your way out by starlight. Whereas in this, you wouldn't be able to get out because you don't know which way up, which ways, which way you're going. And of course,
Yeah.
as always, the dinosaurs that are released, the raptors are released in there as well. So everybody's separately, trying to find their way
Right.
out. Tucker's got the rifle, and the rifle is able to kill the dinosaurs, or at least neutralize them. They're not
Yep.
real, but the rifle's able to, looks like, to kill them, to basically EMP them, I guess. Um, so
I guess.
when we find out, we
Funny,
do
another
find.
funny thing that I listened to the. I'm sorry, I think we have a little bit of delay, but the thing that I wanted to mention because it was touch upon two things in this scene that was in the audio commentary, that because again it's low budget and they couldn't rent down the place, they literally just built like four corridors, and then they would have the actors, they would
Mhm.
shoot them going forward, and then they would turn around and shoot them going back,
Yeah,
and they would do that to make the illusion that it was this big, expansive, confusing corridor when it was only like four aisles that they made. So I thought that was, again, it takes effort to film something like that.
it
And the
does.
other thing is that Ren was his name,
Yeah.
the guy with the chains.
Yes.
Oh, well, they asked him, well, what kind of special skill do you have? And well, I can do this trick with the chains, and he's flipping the chain all over. And in that moment, they decide, okay, do that in this thing, crazy with the chains, do your thing, and then later we'll animate the dinosaurs reacting to your fight with the chain. And I gotta say that chain fight was really, really good. And
I,
again, it takes a lot of effort to
it
animate
did.
something
I,
react
I
to
would.
something that an actor.
I gotta admit, I
So
was really bummed
good
by it.
this movie is.
Let's see. The corridors look good though, unlike Amityville in space. Oh shit! God. I got nothing. I got nothing, Casey. I got. Yeah, Amityville in space. I got nothing. I was bummed out with. I love the chain fight. I mean, that was the best fight in the movie, without a doubt.
Oh yeah.
That was the best fight. Um, and it was badass. And I think that they should at least allowed him to. They should have allowed him to kill a couple of them before he went away. Uh, but that was a badass
Right.
scene, and of course, he fights off the dinosaurs for a long time. Um, let's see, Amityville gas chamber is way better than Amityville in space. That is not a real movie. Is that a real movie? Oh my god! I got to see about that. It's gonna be probably a Dustin Ferguson movie. Oh my god! Yes, it's actually a damn movie. Oh my god! Amityville gas chamber. Oh my god!
What is?
I don't think it's done yet. I don't think it's done. Oh no, it is
Oh, of
done.
course there is something called that.
Uh, okay. Amityville Gas Chamber is a
Well,
satiric take on the
it's
myriad of movies that taking legal advantage of an unprotected franchise, cobbling together whatever they want and slapping the Amityville name on it. If that's the way they want to play, then game on. Oh, I see what he's saying. So, yeah, yeah,
well, it can't be
that's
as
definitely.
bad as Amityville Thanksgiving. That that was really bad.
So was Amityville Island, though. That was not a good one either. Could you imagine
Yeah,
doing a
that
review?
that that Thanksgiving one is
Let's see. Yeah,
Oh, I got an idea.
I just peeked at it.
Amityville Midnight. Uh,
Let's see. Kevin says, let's see. Ant says Amityville bidet. That sounds scary. Kevin says, has IMDb page. It does. It's by Mike from Rotter Reviews. Uh, Professor, the ant says that Professor Macabro looks like Reba in Tremors. Sarah says she needs more boutique stuff. Uh, let's see. Echo Zero's laughing at us because we're killing it. And Steven says Augie Duke said hello. Yes, hi to Augie Duke. That's a great interview. I'm glad you watched it. I'm
Hello.
that's very entertaining. Very entertaining. Um, let's see. So they are
Also,
fighting
Ant
in.
is correct.
Yes. Well, I don't know. I think he looks sort of like Destro. Cobra Commander, Destro. Shit. Who's watching the new Transformers movie? All right. Who saw the new Guardians of the
I'm gonna watch it
Who
because
saw the Guardians of the Galaxy mess? Anybody go see Guardians of the Galaxy
I still
mess?
want to see it.
Let's see. He farts on camera for an hour and 23 minutes while reading the Amityville horror silently with fun facts on screen throughout. Oh wow. Well, you know what? You know what? Okay. I know we're talking about Jurassic Games, but I will say this about the Amityville. I do think it's sort of disturbing that people keep on dragging the Amityville name. And it's almost like they've forgotten the whole family got killed there. It's like I just find it really bad taste. Uh, unless you do a straight, unless your movie's good. If your movie's good, like The Unspoken or The Dawn,
Oh yeah.
or something like that, something that puts an interesting twist into the Amityville mythology, then yeah. Let's see. See.
Yeah, I was actually. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of bummed out that that we never got Amityville in the Conjuring series. Because that's more. Also, the Warrens are kind of questionable themselves, but I like
Yeah.
the Conjuring series, and I kind of would have enjoyed seeing their take on Amityville.
Let's see. Macabro is no Kevin Bacon. Steven's gonna say you look like you look like a Power Ranger with the mask. He needs from Earth Force. Dino Rangers. I mean a new Triceratops Power Ranger. Yeah, dude, we might do Power Rangers on this show. We might actually do Power Rangers. Because I love Power Rangers SPD. That's my favorite one.
Yeah, there's a new anniversary one that came out on Netflix.
Let's
That
see.
one looks interesting.
Amityville zombie Huestos.
Am I?
Amityville zombie Huesta. I've never, what is Huestos, Professor? Is that Spanish?
Yeah, no. For a long time, I
No,
thought the Witchcraft series was the longest running movie series, but
no,
Amityville
Amityville.
is like hold my beer. I don't know how many movies of those there actually exist.
I don't know. Somebody knows how. Yeah, maybe we can get Serena Vincent. That would be fun. Yeah, we can talk to her about Power Rangers. Zombie is the one who killed Macabro and replaced him. Oh man, so is this like the real professor we're talking to, or is he just a stunt a professor? Uh, I
Well, to
haven't
give
seen
out
Lost
all my
Galaxy.
secrets, Pat. I don't know if I'm a body double.
Also, the lake scene in Cabin Fever. Yes, that ranks up there with that scene from Swallow. Ooh, man, that's a creepy ass scene. Ooh, ooh, yikes. Uh, so Ren dies,
Oh,
and he dies, but he goes out fighting. So the rest of the prisoners,
no, I I saw that movie and I thought it was pretty cool, but
so the rest of the prisoners are
oh,
running down the court. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, I was just mentioning that we're up to the point where they're escaping the maze, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You're commenting on that.
But yes, that I thought it was very intense, and they did mention in the other commentary that they purposely made the innocent looking killer reach a dead end because they tried to portray the message that it's a dead end for her. Everything's a dead end for her. Kind of like to amp up her desperation and want to get out of the Jurassic Games.
Uh, yeah. I mean, it didn't really surprise me that Joy actually found the way out. I mean, we're all expecting a doorway, like when the first zone, the safety zone came on, you saw a virtual door come out that said, door one, or stage one, and I
Yeah,
think everybody was expecting to see that, and and not only did that, but Joy, I mean, she, you know what's really interesting is the fact that um, she found it, and that's actually the only time that she actually showed emotion in the movie, and where she found the door and she told him, "Here, shoot the screen." There was not there's not a virtual way out. They had to physically get out, and there was no doorway to sit there saying, "This is the way." They had to sort of improvise shooting the screen. So Tucker has the rifle, and he's been covering their six all along. So all this is all, and this is the only time that they ever worked together. This is the only time that the rest of the group worked together was they
Yeah.
all went out. Uh, he shot the screen. Joy went in first, and Every was going down into down the hall, down the ventilator shaft. So everything go fast, go fast, go fast. So everybody worked together to get out. There wasn't anybody that says, "Well, like Joy." There was no. She didn't turn around and try to stop anybody from following her. She went forward, and then she ended up kicking the other screen out. So they all got out except for Rem. So now there's seven of them. Six. There's six of them. So there's six. There's six prisoners left, and
Yeah.
and then we see the host come back out and basically saying, there's six of you here, um, and now because Stephanie actually got out first, because she did get out first. The host said that she won a map, and so phase three is going into play now, and in phase three there's two boxes including a recharge for the laser rifle, and of course
Yes.
Tucker gets they attack Tucker again for the rifle. Um, and so the six of them have the rifle. I think the cannibal gets the rifle, and then they go ahead and move forward. Um, they're going forward to get to get the supplies. They've been told that the host says that they're there. I think the cannibal,
The
no,
map is to
the
try to
cannibal got
navigate
Stephanie's map. She got the map, and I think one of the brothers got the rifle. Um, so nobody has anything other than bad guys. The bad guys have the map, and they also have the rifle. Um, and then they get split apart. They get split apart. It's
yeah.
Yeah. See, there was seven. There was seven. There was seven. I'm sorry. There was seven prisoners because there's two groups. They had the three brothers. They had the two brothers and the wasp in one group,
Yeah, because
and then you had the two girls and the cannibal and Tucker in another group. So there was seven. Um, so they split up, and they're
yeah,
trying to figure out how to.
and
Go ahead.
at this point, the wasp is, it gets damaged and his leg gets cut up, so he's basically just dead weight. And the wasp, I mean, it says untimely demise by Audrey 2. It seems just Audrey 2 comes out and just nibbles on the wasp, and they go, oh, okay, guess he's dead.
Yeah, that was sort of weird how that happened. They were sitting there talking about what the two brothers were sitting there talking about what to do next, and then they had the wasp laying there on the side of the hill, and then he gets attacked by the Venus flytrap sort of shit, the Audrey 2 flower, and it's just jacking him full of poison, and so he's dying. He's dying,
Yeah,
but he indirectly, even though he's dying, he does kill one of the brothers. He does kill him because he tells them that I lied. I didn't, I don't have any secrets. I couldn't help your mom, because that's why the reason why they were keeping him alive, because they were told that their mom had cancer and that he could help them. He could help get their mom healed. Not, they didn't know that their mother had already died while they were in the game. Um, and that causes one of the older brother, that causes him to give up. He gives up. He's not going to go. He's gone as far as he could go. Um, the wasp dies, and then they're going
yeah,
to they're going to the last stage. They're going to the last stage, and so as they're all going in, and people who got blown up by them. I know he got blown up. I want to say somebody else got blown up by a mine. Um, I know the brother, he
yeah.
quit.
It
He
was
basically,
the other brother.
Yes.
The short blonde brother is the one that stepped on the mine and blew up.
Right. Now his other brother though, he as they go through the virtual door and he doesn't go in. The younger brother doesn't go in. He's given up. He's given up. His mom's dead. There's nothing for him to go forward on. Remember, they're not blood brothers. They're only brothers in the game. So so his mom is dead. There's nothing for him to go on forward for. So he gives up and he basically commits suicide. He doesn't go through. His beeper on his around his neck turns red and he loses his head. Turn red,
Yeah.
turn red, lose your head. Um, so and then the other brother, he also steps on a mine, so he's blown up. So now we're down to the final four. We're down to the final four. The two girls, the cannibal and Tucker. And
You're,
yes,
you're
um, and then we see more backstory too. Back at headquarters, we see that Laura and her cronies are actually part of the cavemen, and they are trying to stop the Hunger Game, the Jurassic Games, and we see them putting in different things into play because they've gotten a message that the cavemen said this is going to be the last edition of the Jurassic Games. They're going to stop it today, at the final. So the host
yeah,
keeps
yeah.
pumping it. The host, Savannah is telling the host that should we be concerned about this? And is this something we should be concerned about? And and no, because they always say the same thing. They're always going to stop the Jurassic Games, but they never do. So there's shenanigans going back at the war room, and on back to the field. We're coming to the best part of the movie. Um, so there's four left, and they all separate
Oh yeah.
initially. They all separate
Because
initially.
at this point, the Black Widow is cannibal, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes, because Stephanie got she got her map back. She got her map back from the dead brother, so she got the map back, and so the cannibal finds her, and initially she has a blade too. She has a knife, and initially, she's like, I'll cut you up, and we see her. They show a picture of her, and she looked like that girl from Florida. Um, Arlene Warnos. That's what she reminded me of. She reminded me of that. The movie Monster with Charlize Theron. That's who. That's
Oh
who
yeah,
Stephanie.
yeah,
That's who she reminded me of. Um, and so
yeah,
she's
yeah.
gonna go ahead and she's gonna.
Definitely inspired
Yeah,
by
she's
her,
gonna.
for sure.
Um. So she. Let's see. Macabro is up above. We're up above. And she's the one reason I liked her over the remake. Yeah, no one wanted to see a remake. I don't know why they remade that movie. I don't understand that. Okay, so they are fighting. Um, Stephanie and the cannibal get into a fight, and the cannibal overpowers her, and he bites her. That's his method. He bites her on the neck. So now she's wounded. Um, uh, and then the
Yeah,
cannibal fights Tucker again. Uh, he fights Tucker again. Well, first Joy tells him that I'm going to take you to the final two because the Tucker talks to Joy. He says, because she asked him, "Did you really do it?" And so he walks up to her and he tells her, he says, "I didn't do it," and he tells the story about what happened to his wife. And he says, I have a daughter your age. He's seeing Joy as his daughter. It's a 17, 18-year-old girl, and
yeah,
he said he's seen her as a father. And so he's telling her the story, and then she just plain as day says, "I'm going to take you to the final two, and then I'm going to kill you." I mean, there's no remorse in her. There's absolutely zero. There's that
oh
zero
no.
fucks. Yeah, she just.
And
I mean,
the
it didn't matter.
actress
It
did
didn't.
really well. I legitimately believed her when that she was that stone cold.
Yeah, she was absolutely stone cold. I mean, there was no emotion at all. And and no sympathy, no nothing. It's just like, damn, it's like, I mean, what a great performance by Katie Burgess. I mean, it's terrific performance. I mean, she's
Yeah,
scary as hell. Um, so now Tucker and then then it's Tucker and Tucker and the cannibals. They get into it. Uh, Tucker has been stabbed. I forgot who stabbed him. I think the cannibal stabbed him. I think that the cannibal
yeah,
stabbed him.
yeah. They were
Yeah,
fighting because the cannibal got the knife from the Black Widow chick. Yeah,
right, for Stephanie. Yeah, that's right. So he got her knife while she was limping off. So they're fighting an extended fight over the rifle. And So they're fighting, and then we see down the two girls. Then we see the new entry into the game. They enter a new monster, a new dinosaur. They introduce the saber cheetah. So this is a cross between a saber-toothed tiger and a cheetah. Uh, and no, we're not making that up. We're not. That's not. We're not making that up. It's a saber cheetah. Uh, so it was pretty awesome. It looks like a saber-toothed tiger on its head, but the body itself looked like a cheetah. It looked very, very fast. Big ass feet too. So that's entered to the game as well.
yeah, yeah.
And the saber cheetah attacks Joy. And I thought Joy was smart. Like she sensed the cheetah coming toward her, and then she ducked down. She ducked down, and the saber cheetah went flying over her because it was trying to pounce upon him from her from above. And she crouches down, and the saber cheetah flies over her. And again, the effects are just amazing because you see the shadow.
Yeah, yeah.
You saw the shadow. It wasn't just CGI. It looked like It looked like it was the real thing, and it was such a nice touch. And you see the saber cheetah fly over her down into a ravine, and Joy looks down at it, and she has a smile on her face because she knows that she outfoxed the cheetah. Which this should tell you right away this is a fantasy
Oh,
movie.
yeah. Because is
That
that
would never happen in real life. Uh, Um, so now by now Tucker and the cannibal are fighting, and they're all over the place, and yeah, it's really messed up. Um, it's really messed up. And then Joy and Stephanie, they finally run across each other, and Joy's advancing on Stephanie, and Stephanie says, she has gotten back her knife, and she says, you think you're going to be the one to kill me? And Joy says, you're already dead. And she kicks Stephanie, she kicks her, and she falls down into the saber cheetah, and the saber cheetah kills Stephanie. So now we're down to three. Um, and Tucker he is holding his own, and how did he kill the cannibal?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I forgot that already. How did he kill the cannibal?
I actually, what I think it was is that they were fighting, and the cannibal stabbed Tucker. So he took the gun, and he was making his way out of a corridor, and he gets eaten by these beetles from the Mummy, the Brendan Fraser
Oh, that's
Mummy
right.
movie, just
Yeah,
devour
the
him, and
mummy. Yeah, the scarabs.
a little bit of
Yeah,
irony, the cannibal got eaten.
yes, by the scarabs. Yeah, was it that was the only kill that was really weird to me. That was like, what the hell? How is that? How is? But I mean, those aren't dinosaurs, are they? But yeah, that was really weird. That's right. He got
No,
eaten by the scarab. Oh shit! Yeah, he walked down the corridor and he got jumped by all those. That sort of reminded me of Damnation Alley a little bit. Ooh, I'm bringing up some old movies. Yeah, they
yeah,
had that
yeah.
scene. Yeah, that scene reminded me of Damnation Alley. You're right. So he gets jumped on by all the scarabs and he gets killed, and they literally eat him down to the bone. Now that's right. So now we have the
Oh
final
yeah,
two.
kind of ironic.
Um, we have the final two. We have Joy and we have Tucker, and they go and as they go through the last door, and then they see each other. They see each other. She says, "I told you I'd take you to the last two." And so Tucker is injured and he can't move very well. And they start running toward each other, trying to fight for the final fight. But the war room knocks them both out. They don't want them to fight right away. So we go back to the war room, and we see that Laura has been very busy. She's been sending messages out. She's got sympathizers in the war room with her, and Savannah Black comes over and initially is going to arrest her. So we see that you've been sending messages out, even sending encrypted messages out, and we know it's you. And so it looks like Laura's going to get arrested when all of a sudden she makes a slight nod, and she shoots Savannah, and then she shoots the guard. And her other the other she's got friends, and they're gonna take out the war room from the inside. She's part of the cavemen. So they go ahead and they
Yeah,
go into the war room.
yeah.
Yeah, they go inside the
They got
war.
the security guard that's they kind of look like Kate Hodder to me.
Um, I thought they did. And the host goes into he goes back into the game, and he's explaining that they wake up, and Joy and Tucker wake up, and they've been chained in the middle of this desert, and they have locks around their legs. And the host says the only way you could get out
Huh?
is you have to find the key, you have to unlock your lock, and you have to get to past a certain point by a certain amount of time. And they say, well,
Yes.
where's the key at? And the host says it's in the sand, it's in the desert, it's between you where your foot is at to the end of your chain. Somewhere in this area, there are two keys buried in the sand. And so you find that, you can get out. And so,
Like a freaking needle in a haystack.
oh my gosh, how he finds his key though? How he finds his key is off the chain, literally off the chain. That was one of the coolest scenes in the movie. I mean, think about of all the luck of the odds of finding the key the way he did. Um, so they and of course now too they're also dropping Tyrannosaurus Rexus into it. So not only do they have to worry about themselves, the elements, and now they have to worry about not one dinosaur, but three dinosaurs, Tyrannosaurus Rexus. So they're trying to get out, and they're on the clock, so they only have a certain amount of time to find these keys, free themselves, and get the hell out of Dodge before their collars turn red and then they go dead. So they're fighting. And as far as they're not fighting each other. They're fighting to find the key. And initially, it looks promising for Joy. She finds the key. She finds her key, and she
Well, I
says,
don't
"Holy
know.
shit!"
That chick got a couple good licks on Tucker.
Yeah, she found her key, and then she unlocks herself. But before she could actually move to get out of there, a dinosaur. They have the dinosaurs. They're unused to seeing more than one dinosaur, so the dinosaurs are actually fighting each other, which probably that was sort of cheesy though, because it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they're CGI dinosaurs. There's no instincts there. They're just CGI. They wouldn't fight each other at all. But it was a good, interesting plot point. So they're fighting each other, uh, and one of them falls dead
Yeah.
on Joy's chain. So she's trapped. She's free, but she's trapped by the chain underneath the dinosaur. So she's trying to get out. Tucker's been knocked around, and then he gets knocked. He gets knocked down by one of the dinosaurs. He literally gets impaled by his damn key. He falls down
Uh-huh.
into the desert, and he gets impaled by his key.
Oh, and
Dude, that was cool as
that looks
hell.
painful.
Oh yeah, it looked
I mean,
painful.
I know it's practical effect. It looked like it hurt.
It was cool as hell because it's like, initially, he's laying there and he looks over and he's got that key stuck in his arm and it's like, holy, or his leg or whatever, yeah, his arm, and he's like, what the hell? What are the chances of that? You get your ass knocked down by a dinosaur, and you fall on the
Yeah,
one
yeah.
key. So he frees his key. He gets his key, frees himself, um, and then Joy and him run toward the barrier. They run to the barrier. Whoever reaches first will win. She literally wins by a head.
Before this, we, we almost skipped about something. We skipped an important plot point in this that Joyce admits that she killed Tucker's
Mm.
wife. It was her that murdered Tucker's
Oh,
wife, and that's gives it an extra gravitas to the fight because like, oh, you lady, you killed my wife. No, I'm mad.
yeah, yeah. Though it is funny because you didn't see that. You didn't see that. To me, it's like from what Joy has said was the fact that she really didn't care too much. Whether she lived or died. You know, she didn't really care. But then when she told the story, I think you're right. I think that showed her. That showed us that she did have some feelings, even if they were hatred, but she did have some survival instincts because she did want to win. And so
Yeah.
initially you weren't really sure, like she was just there just for the fact to kill people or not, but yeah, you're right. I don't know, do you believe her? I don't know. I was like, I was a weird plot point to throw in. The odds are her getting caught and going to jail for a murder that she committed. The time frame didn't really work that well. It was a little bit plot holey for me, for her to come out there and say, "Oh yeah, by the way, I killed your wife." Um, let's see. Yeah, sort of like a escape room in a sense. You have to get to a certain point in time in order to be able to move on. Um,
I
I think the professor got froze.
yeah. Hello.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Hello. Hello. Okay, I don't know because I don't know if I'm freezing up because I can hear you just fine, but I don't know how I'm coming out.
Yeah, you're freezing.
Let me try turning off the camera. That usually helps. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Hello. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I was just
Okay.
saying that story wise, yeah, it seems a little tacked on that she would result the killer of the wife, but for the purpose of the story, I guess it kind of helps to build more sympathy for Tucker, and the more tragedy for Joyce, I guess. But then it was not Tucker's day because my goodness, he got out of the frying pan and got into the fire. Am I still not coming through?
No, no. Go ahead. Go ahead, Professor.
Okay, I'm gonna try again. So yeah, Tucker gets out. Tucker gets out, and he thinks, like, "Oh my God, I went through literal hell. I made it. I'm happy." And then he awakens to a freaking gunfight because the cavemen are laying waste to everyone in the production studio, and the poor guy gets shot. I'm like,
Yeah,
"Oh my goodness gracious, this poor
yeah,
guy, he's not gonna have a good day."
yeah. The cavemen take over the war room, and they take it over. They kill the techs and the guards, and then they grab the host and they put the host inside the game. They put him in the game, and so he is. I don't think he really believes that he's there.
Yeah,
He's standing there and he's like, okay, whatever. And then all of a sudden realizes that, like, yeah, you were there. And then he says, "Well, come on!" And then the dinosaur eats him. So he dies right there. Tucker does get shot. He gets shot in the left on the right shoulder, and he looks over and we see that Laura and her friends have died. Her died because she's dead. And we don't know what happens to Tucker initially, and then it fades out, and then we see Tucker's at home and he's having breakfast with his kids, and we think, wow, okay, things have changed. Tucker's free and he's home. He's with his kids. Um, and then um, and then what do we hear? We hear that the Jurassic Games are still going on. They did not stop, and they have all they've done is
Yeah.
revamp the game. They have new hosts, they have new prisoners, they have new dinosaurs. And what's really disconcerting about that, the ending is while they're talking about that, is that you see Tucker and his kids. They're not. They have the TV on to the games, and they're not paying any attention to it. It was sort of surreal. It was probably the most
Yeah.
surreal moment of all.
Do you think? Do you think maybe it's kind of like with a movie we reviewed, Fahrenheit 451, that everyone has to have the Jurassic Games on their TV running all the time?
I didn't get that impression of that. I didn't think that was, I didn't get the impression that it was all Jurassic Games all the time. I had a sense they could watch other things too. But just the fact of the matter is that they were sitting there with that on their TV, and they weren't paying any attention to it, but they still
Yeah.
had it on inside the house. That was sort of a surreal moment. You think the last thing they would do is watch something like that. They would have the TV off, but they didn't. And of course it showed that there's going to be new games and upgraded dinosaurs, including one that was which was overkill for me. It's like, damn, you already got regular dinosaurs. What more do you need? And then they showed like a sort of like an armored dinosaur with missiles and shit on it. And it shows one of the dinosaurs shooting off a missile, and one of them comes right at you, and then the movie ends. Um, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, dinos with guns. So yeah,
I
that's the end of the
actually,
movie.
I
That was
actually
the end.
googled. I actually was googling, and I don't know if it's a fake image or if it's a real thing, but I did come across an image of the Jurassic Games 2, but I couldn't find anywhere to purchase or watch that. So maybe it was a fake image.
Don't have anything here. If it is, it's going to be with a different. It's going to be with a different director because I looked on Ryan's page, Ryan Bellegarde and Bellegarde, and he's got nothing there. He's got some other movies he's made with dinosaurs. He's got one called Adventures of Jurassic Pet, and he also has one called. He's got one called. Let's see. I think that's it. He's done some. He's done some movies too. He's done some. He's done some visual effect movies as far as directing goes. Um, I think he's directed 10 movies, and yeah, the last movie that he did is coming out this year. Is called The Adventures of Jurassic Pet: The Lost Secret. So he's made two. He's made two movies. That's probably where you're getting the sequel from. He made The Adventures of Jurassic Pet in 2019,
Okay.
and then he made the sequel called The Adventures of Jurassic Pet: The Lost Secret. So that's the and then he's got one called Dinosaur World. Let's see if that's going to be a. I don't. It's not. Okay.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, okay. So I don't think it's a direct
It's going to
sequel.
be a whole bunch of dinosaur movies.
I don't think this is going to be a direct sequel. I think it's going to be a different. It's made for China, the China market, and it's called Dinosaur World. I do think it sounds like it is Jurassic Games, but for China. It says the best players from around the world are gathered to be Russell's lab rats in this new game. Anything could happen. Everyone has their eyes on the prize, which will give them a second chance at life. Greed will take over friendship, allies will become enemies, and the unexpected will come with every move you make in this made-up world. In this made-up world infested with dinosaurs. So I think that's probably what we're thinking. It's a different movie. I think it's the same movie, but made
Okay.
for the Chinese market. So, and the gentleman who played
Yeah,
Ren
that
is
happens. Usually, when found it, then it's
he's got one. He's got two. Actually, he's got two. Let's see. I'm going to go back here and see. He's got two people from the Jurassic Games. They're not playing the same characters, but he's got two of the same actors in the movie playing. One's Ren's the character Ren Tiger Shu. He's playing a game tester, and then Kyle Pennington, who played one of the brothers. He's a gamer number one, but not the same characters. And that's supposed to be coming out this year.
okay. Okay.
It hasn't been. I don't. It came out. I guess it came out, but it hasn't got here yet. But people have seen it. So
Well,
it's called
an eye out
Dinosaur
for that.
World. Yeah. The most dangerous competition. They have a trailer out.
Okay.
Yeah. And then honestly, it looks like it's filmed at the same forest. I'm looking at it. It looks just like the same place where he filmed Jurassic Games. Except that it has Chinese actors in it.
Yeah, probably is.
All right.
Maybe that will release, maybe that will be released by ITN. They'll be pumping out a lot of Asian market movies over here.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. All right. So, let's see. Let's see. Go back over here. Anthony saying the armored dinos blasting missiles sort of reminded me of toys or something you see. Yeah, it did, didn't it, Anthony? I was, yeah. That's one part they did. That's one part they did too. They had that little fake commercial for collect all the contestants. They have collectible figures for the Jurassic Games, and then if you could also
Oh
get the
yeah.
host. You get the host with 10 new sayings. That was hilarious. I want. Wow. I wish that was a real thing. I would buy that. Um. Let's see.
Well, actually, the T-Rex with all the missiles reminded me of an old cartoon series that had a really cool toy line called Dino Riders or Dinosaur Riders, something like that. And it had a T-Rex that had all this like metal plating that looked really cool. I never had it as a kid because I didn't
Yeah.
have that much money as a kid. But I remember the toys and those were badass.
Yep. Yep. Steven mentioned it called Dino Riders. Yeah. Yeah. That's from the 80s.
Dino Riders, yes, I
Yeah.
was right.
Yeah. That's fun. If you collect them all, can you put them together to create a super large dino? Voltron. Hell yeah.
Yeah. They were pretty cool.
I'll form the arms, I'll form the feet, and I'll form the head. Go Voltron! Yeah. Um, I thought Voltron was on before the Power Rangers. I guess the Power Rangers were actually on before Voltron. But there was another series called G-Force,
Well, no,
which I think was before both of them. Echo says, "I'll form the butt." Yeah.
well, you remember when I was growing up, I do remember series like Messenger C, Robotech, which I really enjoyed, and I know I saw an old cartoon of Voltron in the '80s before the Power Rangers.
If we start talking those shows, we're gonna get Casey over here starting to talk about Dragon Ball Z again. We just talked about Dragon Ball Z too. Now, yeah, Echo saying all form the butt.
I know. I was on that stream in the chat.
I can see the eyesore saying, and all form the ice tray. Oh my God, no Dragon Ball. Oh my God. I actually put that in my description. For my one of my tags. I actually put that in there. I'm like, I have to put Dragon Ball Z in here, and so I did. But I didn't put Goku or Seiru or Vegeta or whatever those characters are. Yeah, Super Saiyan or yeah, way
Yeah,
too
yeah.
late. No, no. Um, so that was a great pick, Professor. So much so that I'm going to turn around and sit there and tell you you can
Thank
pick
you.
next week. You can pick next week's movie out too.
Okay, I'll think of
So
something good, and
yeah,
I'll send it your way with time. Because the thing that we have to keep in mind is that we have to find movies that either we can stream or both you and I own on physical media. Because thankfully we've picked some good movies that are available. But Lord help us if we choose something that's kind of hard to find, like Fahrenheit. After our stream that one time, I was looking for Fahrenheit 451 streaming, and it's nowhere. That movie is nowhere. Not even
yeah,
a
I,
cheap
I found my copy. I found my copy on Vimeo. I found my the Fahrenheit 1966. I found that on Vimeo. I was like, hell yeah! All right, thank you for that. Yeah, but not Let's see. Have you seen Bad Kids Go to Hell? No, I have not seen Bad Kids Go to Hell. Um,
No, haven't seen that one.
we could do. I guess we could. I mean, this is sort of maybe a cheat or whatever. But if you want to, we could. Because I'm still watching it, but we could talk about The Shining next week. I mean, that's if. I mean,
Which
I
one?
don't know. It's been talked to dinosaur dust, but um, well, I tell you what. Let's do this. We still got 7 people in the chat, and they're all interactive. So let's just ask them what would they rather see us cover. Do you want to see us cover? We could cover. We could cover The Shining. We could cover The Shining, or we could cover Killzone 2. Or
Ooh,
unless you have one that you want, unless
ooh,
you want to
I
have
would.
one, unless you have one that you want to throw out
Well,
there into the.
I know that you don't like The Shining, so I would be partial to Killzone 2. At least that way we can talk about something we both enjoy. Because The Shining, I think only I like. You have mentioned that you don't like The Shining.
But you do like The Shining. See, that's the thing. So we could have a give or take on it. Let's see. How about a shark
Okay.
movie? We could. Oh, yeah. We have not covered a shark movie yet. Um, yeah, we could cover a shark.
We could do Cruel Jaws. Oh, wait,
Better,
wait.
probably, probably,
I know.
probably better,
Do you?
probably better than The Shining. But Mayan saying The Shining, Mighty Casey saying The Shining, Echo saying a shark
Oh, do,
movie.
do you have?
Let's see.
Do you have access to Patrick? Do you have access to a movie called Orca the Killer Whale?
Let's see. That might be on Tubi. Anthony's saying The Shining. Uh, and everybody wants. It's the 1980 version, Kevin. I'll be talking about we were talking about the original one. Oh, Apex Predators. Oh, oh hell no, Casey. Oh, let's see. Really Cruel Jaws. Bruno Mattei. Yeah, I saw that guy. He actually said that movie was really good. He actually went on. He actually was quoted saying how that was really good. Yes, original Jack Nicholson. That's what we'll be talking about next week. We could either talk about The
Yeah.
Shining. We could talk about The Shining 1980, a shark movie, or Killzone 2. Um, yeah, I don't have a copy of Orca.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have that.
I know Cruel Jaws is on Tubi because it's on my watch list. I wanna revisit that one because it got released on a really nice Blu-ray set, but again, that's a boutique purchase, and I can't afford those boutique purchases.
So yeah, we don't roll deep into that. Everybody wants to see The Shining.
Oh, Pat, I'm so sorry for you.
So we will be covering The Shining next week on the Midnight Society. Uh, that that's that will be a most interesting. And you know what? Let's you know what? Let's make this even better. Who wants to guest star next week? Who wants to come onto our panel next week and to do The Shining with us? We'll take two people. We got 8 people watching here. Who wants to come up here and watch The Shining with us and talk about it?
Come on, we don't bite. Well, Patrick bites,
Echo,
not,
Echo
but
says not.
I
Echo,
might
Echo
nibble,
said not
nibble,
hit.
nibble,
Not hit.
nibble.
Echo Echo dropped out. So who wants to come up here and be on the panel to discuss The Shining with us?
Here's Johnny.
Here's Echo. Yeah. So if you, so, what about you guys? You're gonna make me watch this all by myself with the professor. I see how this goes. Um, how about you, man? You want to come on up? You want to talk about The Shining with us?
Come on, join
Yeah,
us.
come on,
One of
come on.
us.
We need
One of
we need a
us.
woman.
One
We
of us.
need a
Ooh,
we need a
gobble.
woman's
Ooh,
perspective.
gobble. One of us.
Echo, you've been hanging around Hobbs way too long. If you're saying that, the amazing Hulk. He wants to talk us about.
Oh.
If we did the amazing Bulk, it'd be a 5 minute show. It'd be like, welcome to the Midnight Society. We watched the amazing Bulk. It flew 800 feet when I threw it down the street. Have a good night. Talk to you soon. Peace.
Oh man, I'm gonna one of these days, Echo. I am going to watch that movie, and again, heaven help me if I end up liking that one, because then I'm really in
You
serious
won't.
problems.
You
I'm
won't.
gonna have
You
myself
won't.
committed to an asylum.
No, even this. When they went up to SRS and they went to the asylum and they said, "Hey, would you distribute this?" Both of them said, "You know what? We have our standards." Um, uh, uh, oh, no problem, Steven. I'll send you a, you have my channel, Steven. Just pick the movie, just pick the episode you think that she would like, and send it to her. Uh, Asylum has no standards. I don't know. They did not do the Amazing Bulk, so they do have standards. Uh, Yeah, so yeah, I have not seen it in 40 years, Kevin. I have not seen it in 40 years. So
What,
when
The
I watch
Shining?
it, yes, when I watch this, it will be like watching this all over again for the first time.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
a very
it's a
first
good
time.
movie,
I have
but
not. The only scene that I remember is Dick Halloran getting killed, and I'm just going like, what the fuck was that? Even back then, I was 16 years old when I watched that, and I was like, what the hell is that? Because I was a big Stephen King guy at that time. I was collecting all his books, and then they killed Dick Halloran, and I'm going like, that ain't right. I hated that ever since
sure.
because Dick Halloran was a great character, and Scatman Crothers
Yeah, yeah.
he was really good in that movie. And then
Also, I mean,
Kubrick.
I like The Shining, but every time I see poor Shelley Duvall, it comes to mind what Stanley Kubrick did to her, and I'm like, oh my god, you poor woman, the living hell you went through.
Yeah, yeah. The casting choices for that movie were really interesting to me. But I want to talk about the cast of this movie before we get out of here. I gotta say that was what I was really impressed with too. Not only Ryan Belgart's direction, but the cast of this movie was really good, and they really gave it their all. Um, I'm very curious now. Like I said, I have not watched a lot of Uncorked movies, but I'm going to start going backwards and starting to see what I can see because I've watched two now and I've been impressed very much with them. I know High Octane is in the Wild Eye type family. I have not seen very many good high octane movies, but Uncorked that really surprised me. That really
Yeah.
surprised me how good this movie really was, and and also Space Wars, which I reviewed, and that we'll be having the director on May 16th, Garel Setien, along with his wife, who played a key role in the movie. They'll be here on the 16th at 8 p.m. Professor, real quick, while everybody's talking about Maximum Overdrive, um, real quick, what's going on with your channel this week?
Well, I was killed, as was mentioned previously by my associate Sammy Wasitos, and I am in a very hot place in the continuity of my channel. But apparently there's a Macabro running around, so that might be something I'll have to deal with. But right now the
Mecha
channel's a
Bro?
bit of a mess. It has a couple of videos by Sammy Wasitos, has a couple of videos by that robot or android, and I'm doing a couple of
Mecha
stuff
Bro?
here and there. So just check out the channel and please bear the madness
Is
that's
uh,
happening there right now.
is Mecha Bro covering Pacific Rim?
Yeah,
I'm just thinking
yeah, that's the thing.
covering the Terminator.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, let's see.
What do you have on store, Pat?
Me, I got next week I have on tomorrow night we have actress Gabrielle Archambault will be here with us at 8 p.m. On Tuesday the 9th we have Fairy Dust Weep the Wind with her special guest which you guys will have to see when she comes in. She'll be bringing a special guest on the 9th at 8 p.m. On the 10th, we have vocalist Ashley Reeves will be with us from the band Dallas Cooper. She'll be here with us at 8 p.m. On the 11th, we have Meowtress from Metal Vamp Magazine will be with us. If you got to go take a look at Meowtress. Meowtress is smoking hot.
I
Holy
already
folks.
did. I
Yeah, I
saw
was like,
that post and I
"Ooh."
looked her up.
I,
And
I was
my
sitting there
goodness,
going,
Pat.
I was like, I'm like, wow, can she come in character? But I digress. Um, and then on the 12th, we have our good friend V, who was here earlier, but I'm sure she moved on. I hope so. Hope V's still here, but if not, she'll hear this on the replay. Hi, V. Um, so V will be with us at 12 on the 12th at 8 p.m. Um, all I know is that V must be just one hell of an interview because we got counter programmed on the 12th. My show with V, Call Me V, it got counter programmed. Someone actually sat there and said, if V's on his channel, no one's going to come watch my channel. I better get a heavy hitter to come on here to battle V. And so the Night Watch Zone is having Catherine Mary Stewart on the show on the Night Watch Zone on next Friday. I got V, and they had to get Mary Catherine Stewart for the Night Watch Zone from Night of the Comets. I like my chances. I think we're gonna have a sensational show. I think you guys will all come out here and support our show with V. V has been a tremendous supporter of the community as of late. And she also got an excellent interview done with our good friend Hobbs. I thought she did a really nice job with that. So I hope that you guys all will come out next Friday to support my interview with V. And she interviewed me and the Cheetah for her first interview on her new series. We were the first guests. So I hope that you guys will all come out and support that. So that's what's coming on this week. And so next week we will be doing The Shining, and then after that we don't know. We don't know what we're doing after that.
Yeah, we'll think of something.
Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. She can watch that show tomorrow, Steven. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I like that. I like that. So thank you for doing that. And if John Marie is watching this, drive home safely. Okay, I guess that's it for us, Professor.
Yes, indeed.
Last thoughts before we go.
If no one has watched the Jurassic Games because you think it's a low budget piece of garbage, don't go into it and watch it. It's a really fun time. Good special effects, good performances. A little, well, it's no RoboCop levels of social commentary, but it has a little bit of that on how we're all addicted to game shows and stuff like that. So give it a watch. I highly recommend this one. Just like we did, like with Fahrenheit and all the other movies that we showcased in the Midnight Society. Give it a watch. It's a good watch. You'll be highly entertained.
Highly entertained. Highly. All right, guys. Yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you tomorrow night at 8 p.m. for 8 questions with Gabriel Archambault. We'll hope to see you there. Thanks so much, and peace.
Peace.